How do you use your senses to catch every writing error? Everyone makes mistakes, but the truth is, mistakes can be very costly. Now that's bad news for the brand that published it and bad news for the writer who wrote it. It is your credibility that's at stake. Lack of credibility diminishes trust, and lack of trust diminishes sales. So let's look at ways that you can guarantee your writing is error-free and also sounds great. Writing mistakes are not just spelling and grammar, but making sure you also stay in tone. I remember sitting in a studio in London with Hollywood actress Greta Scacchi. I was sitting in the booth with the engineer, and the first thing that she said was, "Who wrote this crap?" That would be me. I was very embarrassed. The commercial did go on to get featured in D&AD Annual that year, but at the time it was little consolation. It didn't sound good to her, and I could have fixed that, which we'll get to later in the video. Every copywriter should have a good quality control process that they can put in place once they finish their writing. So today I'm going to share what I call the 3 wise copywriters approach. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. These 3 principles will help you correct all your errors before anyone else gets to see it. See no evil. A lot of readers will just skim read your copy, whether they don't have time to read the whole lot or whether they just want to find out whether it's worth investing the time to read. So you should do the same. Ask yourself, does it look easy to read? People don't want to work hard to read your copy. Did you know that our brains process information in chunks? It's why phone numbers are split into 3 parts. This is called cognitive chunking. So if your copy looks like just one big long clump of words, it'll just look like hard work and people will give up even before they start. So if your copy's broken up into small digestible chunks, it's much easier to digest. Next, you want to check your facts, sources, and brand names. They're not going to appear in any spell check program. And since we're on the subject of spell check, don't trust it to pick up everything. Now, spell check is fantastic. I love those red squiggly lines. It quickly shows where you've made mistakes, but it won't catch everything. And that nasty little autocorrect function can really trip you up. The spelling is good, but the meaning is trash. To avoid these traps, you can check your copy manually, but check it from back to front. Start from the very last word of copy and make your way towards the front. That will force you to look at each word rather than just looking at the meaning of each sentence. You're checking what you actually see rather than what you think you see. Then give it the overnight test. Put it down, walk away from it. You can come back with fresh eyes in the morning, able to reassess what you've written. Hear no evil. This is when you're using your ears to pick up the mistakes your eyes can't see. Just the process of writing itself will mean that you'll be making lots of changes and also writing the same words and same sentences over and over again. You'll convince yourself you know what's written on the page and your eyes will just skip along the words without actually taking them in. This is when your ears rather than your eyes come to your aid. Read your copy out loud. Not in your mind or you'll fall into the same trap. Speak every word so you can hear every word, sentence and syllable. The first thing that it will pick up is the pacing. You will hear whether your copy has rhythm. A good flow will make it easy to read. Your sentences won't be too long and your transitions from paragraph to paragraph will be smooth. That will mean that your construction's working. If you're stumbling and tripping over your words, you know you have areas you need to work on. Reading out loud will also pick out the understanding of the copy. Is your meaning clear and easily understood? Reading gives you an audible highlight of where to work on your copy. So read your copy through from the top to the bottom out loud to an audience if you can until you hear no mistakes. Speak no evil. This was my Greta Scacchi problem. For her, the tone just didn't sound right. Which is fair enough because I'd written it for the client, I'd written it for the tone of Marie Claire, but I could have taken her personality and her injection into consideration and tweaked the copy. Speak no evil is really a check that makes sure that your brand is staying in character and has a consistent tone of voice. You don't want your brand to have a Jekyll and Hyde personality. Your brand only gets to spend a short time with your customer, so make sure it's the same person they meet each and every time. So in your document, you don't want the tone to change. You want to have the same characteristics right the way through. So keep in mind the personality you want to project and then look through your document to make sure that's exactly who is speaking. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Follow those 3 checks and your copy's going to be in good shape. There you have it. These tips will level up your writing game instantly. Drop a comment if you want me to share more writing hacks. Hit subscribe for more content like this. And remember, clear writing equals clear thinking. Thanks a lot.